For IB chemistry, you have to choose the subject if you are planning to do medical-related programs in a university. For example, of course, medicine, pharmacy, vet science, or vet medicine. These subjects, they usually require students to take IB Chem, specifically HL, for the university application. Anyways, back to chemistry, similar to what we have mentioned before in the IGCSE curriculum. Chemistry, it's a subject like in between physics and biology. There's calculation side, which involves a lot of equations and formulas. And there's also like memorization side, where you need to memorize all those functions, properties of different compounds and molecules. So that's why it's sort of like in between physics and biology. When it moves to IB chemistry, it's sort of a big leap from what you have studied in the IGCSE curriculum. The things you have learned before is way much more in-depth than before, and also more complicated and more difficult. And also there are more chapters you have to learn, because unlike bio, the topics you learn is pretty much similar to IGCSE. But for chemistry, if you learn 10 topics in IGCSE, you will learn 20 topics in IB, like additional amount of chapters and new concepts and principles involved. But don't worry, again, chemistry is a subject that is quite similar to math. As long as you have a good understanding on the concept, you will realize the question approach themselves, it's sort of the same every single year. If you ask me, I've been teaching IB science for lots of years. If you look at physics, chem, and bio, chemistry papers sort of has the most common question approach and the least variations. Even though there's more topics, more principles, more equations, more formulas, but the way they ask, they won't have much variation. It sort of limits them to ask in the exam paper. So that's why, as long as you have a good understanding, you'll realize there's no other ways of asking you in the exam. There's not much ways. There's only those several approach that you will always see in the examination paper. So that's why the more papers you do, the more you'll realize, okay, for this chapter, I know there's only 2 ways that they will ask you in the paper. And I know the answers to score a mark from the markers. So that's a good news for you, and our advice for you to prepare for your upcoming IB chemistry. Schedule a trial, and definitely we'd love to share with you more on how to prepare for your upcoming IB curriculum and examination. Looking forward to seeing you, and good luck!